you guys burst onto the scene and suddenly everybody loved you?
I mean, yeah, they got the faithful that have been waiting for a season like this for a while, so you love to see a fan base be rewarded for their loyalty and sticking through rough years, and obviously they're on track to do some great. They're already doing great things, but they're on track to really make some noise in the playoffs. So it's great to see, and it's kind of been building year by year. I think they've got certain pieces. Obviously, I'm not a football analyst, but you got guys like Amari Cooper, Derek Carr, Khalil Mack. Like, you got guys that have gotten through the draft that have helped them, get over the hump, and it's been pretty cool to see.
Has there been a support system between you guys and them? I know there's been intersection going to each other's games.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been to many just because our schedule, and I was on the opposing side when the Panthers came through. But the biggest thing for me is how much sports means to the Bay Area, and to see what they're doing, creating hype and excitement and making people proud to support Bay Area sports teams. That's what it's all about. So we want to see them keep that going.
Any similarities? Maybe in fan bases or the team? You may see the arenas right next to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many Raiders fans go to Warriors games and vice versa, but having been in there 2 Sundays ago, very, very similar atmosphere, just wild, crazy. It's like a party. Fans that actually know what's going on during the game, and there's a serious home court / field advantage in that complex over there, so it's pretty special.
Last one for you. Do you know Carr, or do you admire watching the game?
I know him. I've met him before, and I met his brother too. Talked a little bit with him at a function last year, and just that dude's confident. He knows he's where he belongs, and knows the opportunity he has in front of him. You can see that by the way he plays every single week. So it's cool to see a guy who is serious about his job succeed like that, and change a team and the culture to winning.
What's your take on your boy Cam getting the first players because of the time?
If that is the full story, I mean, obviously, like he said yesterday, the tie didn't impact the result of that game, but obviously a coach has final say on pretty much everything, so you can't argue that, but kind of a weird situation for a game of that magnitude, knowing how much it meant for us keeping our playoff hopes alive. But it is, I'm sure they'll be okay down the road.
On basketball, how different, basically got the guys back that weren't there when you guys last saw, how much more difficult it would make it for you guys?
We really can't even look at the film from last game because there's 3 key players that are huge, parts of that team. So, obviously what PG, Miles Turner can do in the starting lineup, but CJ Miles too. So they run the same plays but different personnel. So we gotta be ready for what we've seen them do in their last couple games. Watching that film.
You seen the game last night, Clippers game?
Yeah, I saw the second half. Kind of shows you when they're clicking and when they're making shots, they're tough, and you can't turn the ball over, and you gotta be physical because they play a certain style. It's kind of up tempo, but they like to get in the paint, and you gotta be able to rebound on them as well, and not let them get into the paint. That's where they make their money. Obviously, they got shooters, but the way they get their ball moving, the way they can put pressure on defense is getting into the paint and making plays. And especially on offensive rebounds and things like that. We got to be able to shore that up.
So I covered a little bit curling, and I didn't see your display live the other night.
You really?
In Canada, yeah.
Did you really?
In 2010. And what you did the other day reached the Canadian curling club.
Nice.
they would like to give you a lesson, but what inspired the curling display?
A lot of things. Obviously, me and Ian have our little pregame kind of fun, just that minute and a half of mimicking other sports with a basketball. But I remember my days in Toronto watching TSN up there, and it seemed like curling was on like all the time, no matter if it was the Winter Olympics or if it was a normal just Tuesday in March. But it was always on. So I kind of I would say I got hooked on it, but I got familiar with the sport, and it was very interesting to me just to watch it. And I didn't really know exactly the fine details of what was going on, but I tried to imitate it the best I could with the slide into it. Is it the rock? Was it the releasing the rock? See, I got releasing the rock online and then getting my broom out there, and what do they call that? It's not called a broom, is it? It is? I didn't get my vocab right, but I thought it was pretty good.
So I did take Vernon Davis curling, and he found it hard to slide down the ice holding a lunge. I mean, can you imagine that? There's some athleticism.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure you gotta have a lot of core stability to be able to stay on line, some flexibility as well, and obviously the hand-eye coordination to know where you're trying to release it and get it on that line. So I think the strategy of it too, because I like, obviously it's different, but like shuffleboard and stuff like that, where you got to be able to know, how many rocks you got left, know where the scoring is, and how to outsmart your opponent. That was interesting to me. You want to look put together and kind of showcase whatever's personal style you have. I don't see it as kind of a big show per se, but you want to look put together. And I always just find it funny. I get dressed at probably like 4:30 in the afternoon and go to the arena, and I'm dressed for an hour, and I get seen for like 30 seconds, and then I take my outfit off, and it always frustrates me when I get in the locker room. Like, I did all that for that.
Maybe you could wear it on the court.
And get some stretch fabric. I don't know.
Do you think you've gotten better at dressing over the years?
Are you insinuating I was bad back then? That's messed up. I do have a stylist. Styles me for most games and most events that I have, but I would say naturally I've gotten more consistent just off of that relationship. So it's pretty good. My style is comfortable, fitted, but versatile too. So you'll see me like look like I'm from New York one night, and then go with like a European cut the next night. So just versatile.
The flower jacket, I posted a photo of that, and people weren't so sure on that, but what was
Really?
the reaction?
All the stuff they see out here? Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
I did too. That's why I wore it.
Are you afraid of risks?
I think risks is subjective to each person. So some people would, I don't know, what I would consider risky would be kind of the status quo for other people. It's just a matter of what you're comfortable with. So I stay with what I'm comfortable with.
On basketball, I hate to bring it to that.
Wait, football, curling, fashion.
Finally,
What else? You got one Indiana question.
Yeah, I do, because when you, like you guys are going, but when you play a team like Indiana, which leads the league in forcing turnovers, is there a different mindset in terms of the way you guys attack on offense?
No, that's a common principle for us every night, and you can't beat yourself against teams that's one of their strengths is turning people over. But if we're going to get to where we want to go, that's something that we have to master anyway. So because we play such a loose style, fast style, it's more of an issue for us than other teams to focus on just taking care of the ball, making sure we make accurate passes and not give the other team, 5, 10, 12 extra shots. That's when you make games tougher.
You said the tone with that?
Is that a basketball question or is that passion?
Basketball.
I set the tone with what
No, basketball.
No, I mean,
Turnover.
I have certain expectations for myself, and if I can keep my turnovers down, then most likely that means our possessions are pretty efficient, and we'll as a team have a low turnover game.
You still paying fines for those?
Yes, I am. Can't get away from
Still checking the stats, keeping up with stats league-wide to see where you rank with the other guys in those stats?
on an assist to turnover ratio and turnovers in general. Yeah, that's really the only one I look at.
Steve said after the game the other night, KD comes out of bed and scores 20. It's just effortless. I mean, the points just add up. I mean, does it seem that way, the way he plays?
Yeah, he's efficient. He knows how to get to the spot on the floor, and he obviously demands a lot of attention, but he has a lot of counters and things that he can go to make the game easy for himself and get to the free throw line and things like that. So there's a reason that he had the streak he had, and he'll have a game like he had last game where he took 7 shot attempts and still found a way to get up there. So it's just a matter of him figuring out the game and flowing.
He was mad about the 2 miss. He thought he should have been 7 for 7, I think it was. But that's just him, right?
Yeah, great players, you focus on or if you can find negatives in your game, that's what you harp on. Same thing if I, have a 20, 10, and 10 game, you kind of like how many turnovers I have. That's the one thing you would focus on. So you always try to get better, and that's how you last in this league.